Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again. So, today we're going to be talking about the underdogs of Toll Drama and how they did it. Let's try to see if we can find any themes. Uh, Make sure to subscribe so that you can vote for the next video. I'm sorry this video is a little bit rushed. I didn't even get time to make a script, so I'm completely ad-libbing this because, well, I've been very busy lately, and I'm also not getting enough sleep, so that's an issue. But well, I'll get back on that eventually. I've been having some really opening shifts, closing shifts. If you hear any coughing, that is because my roommates, my parents, are sick at the current moment. I am not, luckily. I'm very happy about that because I have a lot to do. So let's get started. Oh yeah, I forgot. Make sure to like and subscribe. That way you can vote for my next video. Okay, let's get into it. Gwen. Now, when you look at Gwen, you might not think that's an underdog. However, Gwen is the main protagonist, and she does undergo a huge amount of growth in Toll Drama Island, mostly being okay with other people. That's pretty much it. That's the only way she's an underdog. If she wasn't the main character, people would be like, oh yeah, she's going home. Nobody really likes her. She's not nice to anybody. Meanwhile, how Owen gets through all the challenges is mostly because nobody can dislike Owen. Nobody can really dislike him, you know? He's nice. He works very well with others, that's another plus, and he just dominates in the challenge, but nobody still wants to vote him off because he's Owen. So that's how Owen makes it through all these. He dominates in the challenges, and yet they still don't see him as a threat. Then you have Lindsay in action. Lindsay is, well, how she made it through that season was kind of by carrying. Also, nobody could dislike Lindsay. That's another thing. But most importantly, she kind of dominated in those challenges. Lindsay should have definitely been the winner for action. There's like so many characters that I would make the winners for action, but that would be so hard because I can't narrow it down to two, you know? It's just one of those seasons where there's so many. I can't pick just one, you know? But next, going on to Harold. Harold dominates in the challenges. Unlike Lindsay, it doesn't seem like people like him very much in universe, which is kind of crazy considering he carries in most of the challenges. I think a lot of the times it's just lucky floating that he makes it through, because they would totally vote him out if they got the chance. Not because he's like mean to them or anything, or there's not even a good reason. It's just because he's Harold. Honestly, this character people forget about the stuff that he does, like the next episode. What the hell is wrong with this progression of the show? However, Harold does qualify to be on this list, and he did make it to like 5th place in action, which is pretty impressive. All these characters, or most of these characters, at least made it to 5th place. I fudged a few numbers for some other ones. So yes, Harold just dominates in challenges, and he's not really a floater. Next is Beth. Beth is a floater. Beth is the definition of floater. She doesn't really... I don't remember her winning any challenges, I'm gonna be honest, in action, until like the finale. I might be wrong about that, but like, she probably did, okay? I'm not gonna say that she didn't, I just gonna say that I don't remember her winning any, okay? Beth is the definition of floater. She floats through because nobody can dislike her, and she's okay on teamwork. She's like okay on teamwork, but she showed her true colors in action as well, which was kind of like a Ooh, she's not really as nice as we put her out to be, you know? Which is probably why I don't like Beth very much. So, Cody. Cody. Cody's a floater, I will admit. I will admit it. Cody's my favorite character, so I can say he's a floater. He floats like hell. However, oh, by the way, if you guys don't know the term floater, it means that they kind of get through the game without having any problems, without doing well. People just kind of forget them, and so that's the only reason why they make it through. However, Cody has great teamwork skills, which I know I've said for like some of the other characters who are kind of floaters. But for Cody, he's got serious teamwork skills. He's really good at making alliances. Beth is not as good at making alliances. She's good with teamwork, but she can't really make alliances very well. And when she is in them, it's usually toxic. Meanwhile, Cody is better at making alliances. He's very good at keeping them. He's very good at like working with people. And nobody can dislike him as well. Which is why he's like the hero. Why did I put Heather on this list, you may ask? And yes, there was a whole bunch of other characters I could put on here that would fall under the term underdog. But keep in mind, a lot of the underdogs didn't make it as far. For instance, Ezekiel. Okay? Now I'm just gonna stare at you. See? Okay, so Heather. I know you're judging me. Oh, my favorite character isn't in here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my friend. Okay, Heather. Okay. She may not be an underdog in Island. She may only sort of be an underdog in action, but she is definitely an underdog in World Tour. She has the same problem in action that she does in World Tour, and somehow she makes it even farther in World Tour. How does she do that, you ask? Well, in action, the only reason she got out was she didn't get out for a while is just because, you know, there's bigger options to choose from for elimination, and they were kind of, I don't know, she was kind of popping off, not gonna lie. She was doing her best. And she made there's some great comedy trios in action. You gotta admit, action's like probably one of the most, action is the most underrated season in Teledrama, because I think a lot of people forget about how action is the place where a lot of characters shine when they didn't before. As much, okay, I'm gonna say as much. Like, Lindsay shined in Island, but she completely shined in action, you know? Beth, however, Beth didn't. What are you guys doing? She had her little arc in Island. Then you didn't give her really an arc in action. What the heck did you do with her? Ugh, God, I'm sorry. I just dislike Beth. But okay, where am I going with this? I need my script, man. However, with Heather, she's able to manipulate in World Tour. People still hate her, sure, but there are bigger threats at stake here. So, what does she do? She puts them on the chopping block. She finds a way to get into each person's head. She makes alliances with the most unlikely of people, like Cody, because she knows that she needs their vote. And, you know, I just want to say this because I think this is something that's a little bit overlooked. Did we forget that, you know, Heather really helps DJ for no reason? Like, I think she genuinely just likes characters like Cody, Harold, and DJ. Cody and Harold because she kind of like breaks down a barrier that she doesn't usually break down around them, even along with the whole, oh, I just need to get your vote type thing. I think there might be a little bit something there. She might kind of break her guard down around nerds. And then for characters like, let's see, DJ, she helps them out when no help was needed. For Sierra, that was pretty amazing. Heather just displayed her true nature in this, which is one of not being a horrible person, but being the kind of meh person. Like, she definitely does some stuff that is just not good, and she does a lot of sly things, but Heather's just kind of showing off that, she's human. She's not some sort of evil demon that, crawled from the depths of hell in order to torture the contestants, She was just showing, like Chris, sorry. She was just showing that she can do it. She can be the good guy if she wants to. And that's kind of what she did. She clutched a lot of challenges. She tried her best. She formed alliances. She played smart. She manipulated. She did the most total drama stuff that you can do in total drama. Heather really does have it all. Okay, next character, Mike. The only reason Mike is on this list is because I can't help but say that, I was even gonna put Zoe in at a certain point because it seemed like she was not really the type who felt like she could win at heart, but like she came on the show anyway, and she almost won, and then she did win. But for Zoe, we already know her physical capabilities, and we know that for Mike now. But can you imagine having to struggle with the mental health disorder while going through this show? Like, the fact that he made it that far in 2 seasons is pretty friggin' amazing. I think that qualifies for underdog status here. I think that Mike deserves a little bit of love for trying to do all that, and the reason he made it through was because he carried due it to his multiple personalities. He made friends. He made sort of alliances. He was genuinely nice. He didn't really float, though. He was just like an all-around character that could do most things, but also didn't do them well enough that he became a threat, Then Cameron mostly floated. He made some great alliances. People need to keep him around, such as Joe. Joe definitely needed him around because, he could help her. He's smart. And so that's why Cameron is still there, because they kind of needed him. And then he did some more floating. And, all my friends are gone. Okay, this is not good. Oh dear. And then he used his brain again. We went back to using his brain. So, him winning the finale, I can see it. He used his brain then, okay? Let's see. Max, my friend. So why is Max on this list and not someone like, I don't know, Sean? Well, for one, Sean can't be really classified as an underdog. He's kind of god tier and everything. But Max? Dude. How the frick did he make it that far? How did he make it that far in the season? If I remember correctly, I think I saw he got was it 5th place? 5th place, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. It might have been less than that, but all I know is that he made it pretty far in that season. And it was just like, how? How did this pudgy little boy with a Dr. Evil impression make it through that season pretty much unscathed? So you see, people would vote off Max in a regular season pretty early, but we're in a season where everyone is in some sort of bad mental state. Everybody should be probably put in an asylum. So Max is no different. He could just make it through pretty easily. He floated. But he also made an alliance with Scarlet, which is his biggest achievement. Making an alliance with a very powerful player is something that not many of these other players on this list have as their thing, because that's pretty much what he did. He just made a alliance with one really good player and then made it through. The other ones, they've made alliances with different people, but this is clinging onto someone for being able to stay in the game. Okay, looking behind my head. Hold up, gonna get a drink of water. Jeff and Brody. Okay, so are they really underdogs? Well, they're the only underdogs who made it really, really far in Redonkulous Race. Why are they underdogs, you ask? I mean, Jeff's ripped. Look at Brody. Look at these dudes. They're jocks. However, one, they aren't very smart, and two, they don't really care. You can tell that they don't really care about the money enough to, like, go out their way to sabotage other people or, like, do any manipulating or anything. So it's kind of strange that these guys made it through. I think it's mostly just because they tried their best, but also they formed friendships along the way, and that's how they got back into the game in order to win in one way, or get second place, you know. But the only reason they made it back in is because another team really liked them enough, you know? Anyway, Millie clung. Okay, we got a Max situation here. Millie clung to the back of Priya the entire time. Any objections to this claim? Do you guys really think that she would make it past the merge with this one? No, she's not really gonna help her team very much. She's not really that good at anything. She's not even, like, smart in the way that Damien is smart, you know? And then we have Wayne, our winner. Well, Wayne made some good friendships. Wayne kind of pulled a Cody with this whole, like, he's really good at making friends. And, okay, this is more like Beth. Nobody really dislikes him. He's Wayne. What are you gonna do? Shoot at him? He's Wayne. Don't shoot that t-shirt gun at him. He's Wayne. Like, you don't even have to ask, like, how did he make it that far? He's friggin' Wayne, man. He's Wayne. Not the Bruce kind, but he's Wayne. But if you guys really want me to go into just a tiny bit more detail, Wayne is pretty strong. He's a very strong player, so teams would want to keep him in, but he's not smart enough that people feel like he could go very far past the merge, you know? Not because he'd be, like, voted off early or anything, but, like, he'd be voted off early because people would be like, oh, yep, Wayne won a challenge, time to get him out. But in this case, they just didn't think he was that powerful enough to get rid of him. But he's still a strong player. He deserved the win. I don't care what anyone says. He pulled an Owen with he's the comedy relief character, and somehow he won. So there you go. These are the underdogs of Toll Drama who got far and how they did it. Have a very good night, everyone. Or day, or whatever time it is. Go out, compliment someone's hair. Say, oh, I like your hair. Go do that. Be a nice person. Make sure to subscribe. That way you can go and vote on my channel. Because voting is important. Thank you. I really need it. We have just hit a little bit past 100 subscribers, and I'm so proud. Thank you. Thank all of you for the support. And I hope you'll continue to support me as I grow as a channel. Bye-bye!